Hi, I'm Ken Stewart, and I'm sure you've heard the old expression, there's no second chance to make a first impression. And so what I'd like to do is to give you a couple of magical ideas that will help you make your first impression more memorable. For example, with business cards. Have a stack of business cards. The only trouble is the printer forgot to print them. That's all right, I'll just take one. Using a little magic, you can see that they're blank on both sides until I just print a fresh one just for you. There we are. There's a good one right there. Someone else says, I'd like one too. Say, that's perfectly all right. Here's one for you. I'll do it a little bit differently. I'll create a little static electricity, and one of them will just rise right out of the pack of cards, and there's one for you too. And that should help make your business card more memorable. The way to do that is to have a stack of business cards face to face. So you spread 4 or 5, they look blank. Spread 4 or 5, they are blank on one side but not on the other, of course. So you take one, if you leave it on your fingers and turn your hand around and push it with your thumb, it will still appear to be blank on both sides. Then you place it on your palm, do a little printing by magic, push it with your thumb, and out comes a freshly printed business card, and that's for the person standing there. Someone else wants one. You create a little static electricity, which of course is just a line of baloney. And with your baby finger, you lightly lift one card right out. It's just as if it lifted up by itself, just like this. Sometimes it lifts a little slower. And that's a little magic with business cards. And now here's something interesting with the calculator. I'm going to punch in some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the curious thing about the number 8 is it's not only the largest number on the calculator, it's also the heaviest. Let me give you a little example. If I give the calculator a little tap, you see the 8 jumps to the other side. Isn't that curious? And the way to do that is start off with a clear calculator. You need to preset it very simply with a 6 and then 6 eighths and a 9. And the way I remember that is 6 and then 6 eighths and a 9 plus 1. And that's when you turn the calculator around to show your victim, I mean volunteer or friend, and then you simply say, I'm going to punch in some numbers, and all they think of, all they see is the 1 through the 8. They don't know it's been preset. So as soon as you hit the equal sign, you wind up with 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, giving the appearance that the 8 was heavier and jumped. In this case, this calculator, you can hit the plus sign also. So that's what I'm going to do. So I give it a little tap, say, because the 8 is the largest number, it's also the heaviest. Give it a little tap, 1, 2, 3, and you can see the 8 jumps to the other end. That's kind of fun with a calculator. Here's another mystery using an everyday object, a rubber band. Watch carefully. Now I place the rubber band on these 2 fingers and a little magic snap and they jump just like that. Interesting. Try that again. It's like this. And they jump. Let me try that with 2 rubber bands. The blue is on my left, the red is on the right, and just a snap, and they switch, just like magic. Let me try that again. I'll add a little extra mystery. I will lock the ends of my fingers with an additional rubber band so that nothing apparently can get in or out. Take the blue one and the red one once again. Even though they're trapped, they manage to jump one more time. That's the magical jumping rubber bands. And the explanation is magic. No, it's actually an explanation. We have the rubber band on these 2 fingers, and what I'm doing behind the scene, behind my hand, is I'm curling my fingers and placing the rubber band around my fingertips so that when I lift my hand, it jumps. Once again, place the rubber band behind my hand along my fingertips and just lift up, and the rubber band will jump. Conversely, when you add an additional rubber band, you pull them both down and get your fingertips inside, just like that. And then they jump. Once again, pull the rubber bands down.
Turn the hand more. I can't see your hand.
Pull the rubber bands down so that your fingertips can go inside. Be careful not to show it, so your spectator only sees this. This is what's happening. And then when you lift up, I usually give a little snap. You don't have to, but it seems magical. A little snap, and they both jump. And then for the finale, you have your rubber bands in the same position. You bring out another rubber band, usually a slightly thinner one, and you create what looks like an impossible situation where now the rubber bands can't possibly jump because they're locked in. Once again, you pull the rubber bands down together, get your fingers in there. Might be a little busy, but it's just to take a little practice. And you can see the red one is here and the blue one is here. And even though there's a rubber band blocking them, they manage to jump just like that. And that's the mystery of the jumping rubber bands. Have you heard the old saying, money talks, I can't deny? I heard it once. It said, goodbye. Money is a fascinating thing. Let me show you a couple of things you can do with money. In this case, a $20 bill and a couple of paper clips. Common, ordinary items. We'll give the bill a little fold just like this and place one paper clip on it so you're in this position. Then you fold the bill the other way and keeping a little distance between the paper clips, clip the other side. So you can see that they're not touching, and there's two ends of the bill to hold.
Tilt the top of it towards us again.
And then what you do is wave your hand over it, create a little magic moment, and then pull the bill apart. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to make the paper clips land on the mat so they'll be touching. That's the challenge. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Why? They are touching. Because they're linked. Now let's do something else with the $20 bill and paper clips. We'll add a rubber band to the center of the bill. And just to the right of the rubber band, we'll clip the bill with the first paper clip. Turn the bill over in this position and clip it a second time. In other words, it's just the same kind of clipping action, except that there's a rubber band in the middle. And I have the two ends ready to snap them apart. And I wave my hand over it, a little magic moment, and then I'll attempt to have them touching again. Here we are. Oh, look at that. They're touching all right, hanging from the rubber band. That's a little magic moment.